Is first class finished? Is first class a product which will die out because business class is getting so much better? I will discuss this in today's episode. My name is Lars. I'm here to bring you more miles, more points, and more status. If you want to get your private consulting 101 with me, which is free of charge, you can book it down in the show notes. There's the link, and we have 50 minutes to discuss your topics, maybe how you can fly for cheaper in first class. Yeah, the first class. First class is a problem because when you see 2 years ago, nobody could have thought about it that COVID will go and have in this global pandemic times the devastating results for airlines. The industry reduced its revenue to $328 billion. That's around 40% of the year before, 40% less. And the first killer were the A380s, which had mostly the first class. When you see Qatar Airways, who had only first class in the 380s as an example. And then the future of first class was kind of on the brink. Why? Because people were not traveling anymore. And who is paying first class? In the opinion of airlines, is business travel. Business travel was, in their opinion, going to cut down. And if you see the numbers, you see that on average, first and business class travelers make only up 12% of passengers, but generate 40% of the revenue. So why don't passengers want to get first class experience anymore? The one thing for sure is that's not because of the standards are failing. In fact, both the facilities, the service offered have improved dramatically. And especially when you take the business class of today, that was the first class of 10 years ago. And there you see how the facilities evolved, and the former first class really got top notch with the suites which are closed. And in Emirates, in the 777-300ERs, you have them even up to the roof with an own air conditioning where you can set up your own temperature, so you have 100% control. And the premium offerings in the industry got rare. But now some airlines said we are turning around. But before I will discuss that, with the mini suite, what's happened, and the double-decker jets like the 747s, 380s, which are the synonym for first-class travel with the space, they are dying out. They are a species which are even not produced anymore. The last 380 was produced and delivered to Emirates. The last 747-8 passenger version was produced. In these days, they are producing the last 747 cargo version. I think it's Atlas who gets it. And so these airlines are not taking this aircraft anymore. And the aircraft which is a go-to for them is a 777-9. I don't want to go into the waters of Tim Clark, who says we need bigger aircraft. That would be something else. But when you see the super business classes which are coming, and let us go first into an interesting idea. And the interesting idea is when you fill up the front, first class, business, premium economy, then you see that there's another way how you do it. Because Airbus has a customer definition center in Hamburg, which is doing with laser and augmented reality, and I don't know if it's even with complete artificial environment where you can get the feel for everything. There was a guy in South Korea, a student, he partnered up with Adient Aerospace, and he suggested to mix the classes, and together could be more efficient and profitable solutions, making more money, meaning that airlines have an opportunity to entice passengers out of the cheap seats. How does it work? I mean, the study was the brainchild of Honging University student Zhang Geozok Lee, and it's debuted on One for All. It uses a Tetris-like concept to mix and match classes throughout the cabin to maximize seating capacity and revenue. The cabin would be on multiple levels, connected by staircases to allow better use of space and ease of passage for crew. And there you have the idea that you are living in your first class suite, and you open the door when you are in your cocoon and you go into the environment back, and you have 50 people who are looking at you in economy class seats and say, oh, hello. Space-wise, great. Revenue-wise for airlines, great, because they can make more use out of the spaces. But I think it's a little bit weird. And however, the idea of mixing classes clearly has a merit. Sure, I mean, it's great. But if you take a step back and see, hey, how is it working? I don't think so that it's feasible for people. I have one example. For example, when Emirates introduced the two class 380 with lower deck completely economy class, upper deck economy class, and then the aft area was having a smaller business class. The passengers from the business class had to go through the economy class, and that was something which confused people, because when they came to the door, it was UL1, and then they said, oh, sorry, I think I was business. No, sir, you have to go this way. And that is, in my opinion, challenging to get this in the heads of the passengers. And the other problem was, of course, when you are a status customer who is paying more money in the business class, and you got the numbers, how much profit they bring, then deboarding was happening later, because first the economy class got deboarded, at least a couple of rows, and then the business class could get out. So one advantage of the business class was gone. And in 2014 on Dubai Air Show, when Tim Clark showed me the aircraft, it was really a great experience and I loved it. And I said to him this problem, and he said, do you want to have a bar or not? And I said, I want a bar. Yeah, then it's what it is. So this said, the reason now why Emirates did it. But let us check out now the future first class. And the business class is pushing from the bottom up and saying, hey, we are first class experience if it would have been 10 years ago. But now the business classes have even doors. Some of the first class don't have doors. You look at Lufthansa in the 380s, which are coming back to service, or in the 340s, 600s, or in the 747-8. No doors. Even Air France is getting doors, I think, in business class as well, in first class. That is not the future. But Singapore Airlines, who is setting benchmarks, in my opinion, and is one of the leaders of the pack when it comes to first class experience. Let us remember the 380 with the seat. And now when you see the 777X, which will be, of course, the new flagship, because the 380, the days are counted for a lot of airlines. And the 777X is coming in 2025, 2026, maybe for Singapore Airlines. And the airline remains in discussion with Boeing about the latest timetables, but of course they cannot fight it, and they are ready for the 777-9er. And let us have a look on the seats. As you see, when you see the seat, I'm showing you a seat of the 777-300ER. Will it feature doors? Because there's no doors. I think they have no time to revisit it, and will do design changes as time, of course, moved on. And shouldn't the 777X be already in service? The same is for Cathay Pacific, and they are going with 21 orders on the 777X as well, and big steps towards it as the flagship. And they, of course, revealed in October 2020, so you see how long ago it was, that they want to have an all-new first class replace the airline's current first class in the 777-300s. The first class cabin is from 2007. Yeah, it has been refurbished in 2013 and 17. But still, it's the old bones, let it say this way. And when you see pictures, sure, it's great, it's wide enough, and no headache. But times changed, and they partnered up with a London-based company, which is JPA Design. And they already did the 777 in 2011, and the the Airbus A350 business classes together. But JBA website lists one of the firm's current and confidential projects as Cathay Pacific Future Aircraft Cabin. And creating the future of Cathay Pacific's in-flight experience, we have partnered with Cathay Pacific to design and develop the next generation of aircraft cabin interiors. And this said, we are thinking, of course, that they will make a great job. So it's a clear commitment to first class. Who committed to first class more than other airlines, in my feeling, was Lufthansa. Lufthansa says, hey, we are premium. Yeah, we lost 1 star. We are in Skytrack's only 4-star airline, but hey, not a problem for us. And they want to have for the only 5-star hub in Europe, which is Munich Airport, of course, an experience. And the extreme airport experiences, or extreme great experiences on Munich Airport, are because it's a leading premium airport offering an inspiring travel journey. And the first class suites which are coming to the A350s, which in which case there would be just 4 suites ahead. So it's a 1-to-1 configuration, is comparable to the picture I showed you in the which is the business class, which is a 1-to-1, 1-1-1 configuration with a throne seat, which we know from Swiss, for example. There have to be doors. Maybe they make even doors in the business class, as they have still time to do something. But this said, the first one will be the 350 and not the 777 as they thought it would be. And in 2023, this will come into service with the new cabin. And Lufthansa promised us that this will be absolutely blowing our mind when you see the first class. And I hope so that it will blow my mind, because I think that the first class needs a great step up in Lufthansa. The service in Lufthansa first class is okay, it's great. But for me, if I have this business class seat, which I showed you, especially when it's said that this is a kind of a super business class where you can sit in the front and lie flat over 2.20 meters. I'm 2.01 meters, or in foot it's 6'7". So that would be enough. So I don't need a first class. And the leader when it comes to first class, in my opinion, right now, when it comes to future ideas, is Qantas with their Airbus A350 1000, which is the Project Sunrise. The Project Sunrise are flights to New York and to London. Unfortunately, they will only arrive in 2025, but the airline has already revealed where the highest of high flyers will be cocooned during those 18 to 20 hour flights. Or is it more a marathon? Is it more a space ride? Because, come on, flights which were 17 hours to Auckland were already a nightmare for me. Anyways, this said, they say that 6 first suites should be featured in the 350s, and in a 2-row configuration, which is 1-1-1. And CEO Alan Joyce has described this as a super first class. And when you see the picture where the top customers will set their foot in and be on the flights to the world, I think that is really a great thing. And of course, they will be enclosed with a high wall, with a sliding door, which gives you privacy. And the open suite design is a thing of a past, and I think so as well. This said, when you see the picture, especially with a 32-inch HD video screen and the wardrobe built into the wall paneling, that is absolutely great. And the seat can be widen your bed. You can put it down, and then it's one sleeping. You would say in German it would be a Schlaflandschaft, a kind of a sleeping landscape, because it's so huge and big. An airline which has no really first class except in the 380s, and the 380s are back in service, have a first class cabin, and the 777-9 will fill the gap in the high-end travel market once its Airbus 380s are retired for good. I mean, this will come sooner than later, because like Qatar Airways Group CEO, His Excellency Akbar Al-Bakr, told on several occasions he was not happy with the 380. It was his biggest regret in his aviation CEOhood. And he says, of course, we will do a first class in it, but just a handful. And it will be only a sub-fleet would feature the only a few premium seats. His quote would be, we are studying the possibility of having very exclusive first class cabin of just 4 seats, for example, 4. So is it a 1-1-1-1 situation? How does it work out? And Al-Bakr says that it will be a niche product, but it will make only sense for some destinations in Europe like London or Paris. So this said, they commit to the first class. What is your opinion? Do you think that the first class has still a future? Do you think that the first class is there still a product which is needed? Or do you say, hey, if they have a business class, especially one that I described with the Lufthansa, no need for it? And is it important for airlines to have it to be a premium carrier? I will give you my answer. Like I said, I don't think that the business class, if it's with this bed and everything, will need in first class. But for some people, if you want to have mileage products, if you want to just dream what you do with your points and status and miles, this is a great opportunity to get the chance and the hang of this class. I myself, I don't know if I would pay really crazy prices for first class. I bought a lot of first class ticket and so on, but with the business class evolving so much, for me personally, no need for the first class. Maybe a business class plus where you can even add on products. And I'm looking forward to your opinions and to your comments. Please say what you think about it. And I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow again to Frequent Traveler TV Takeoff. And do not miss the opportunity of a free 101 coaching when you are looking for more miles, more points, more status. See you tomorrow. Bye.